Hello and welcome. My name is Tara and I'm a Canadian, so I like to think I'm qualified to give you ways to save money this winter. I've made so many mistakes in the past when it comes to trying to survive winter while staying comfortable. I've lived with cracked windows in the house that just let all the heat out, and I've been guilty of making too many trips out, wasting fuel, and enduring the cold because I was too unprepared to stock up. So learn from my mistakes with these 20 tips. Let's dive right in. Number 1, cook hot meals. Winter is a great time to try soups, stews, and casseroles because they're cheap to make. But more importantly, they can also warm up the kitchen, which saves on heating costs. You can make chili for like $5 and it freezes great. Being able to heat up a warm bowl of stew or a hot casserole on a freezing cold day just makes you feel better when trying to survive in winter. Now is not the time to insist on having mangoes or kiwis or whatever otherwise out-of-season vegetable you normally have. It's best to stick to things that are in season where you live, even if it's not what you necessarily crave. I know it's tough, but you can have fruit salad again in August, I promise. Number 2, get rid of drafty areas. Insulate your doors and windows with weather stripping to prevent heat from escaping. Amazon sells these really cheap stick-on weather strips, or you can create simple draft stoppers for free by using old socks or stockings that you've stuffed with rice, sand, or even old fabric scraps. Place these along the bottom of doors and windows to block the cold air and keep warm air in. I've personally used old towels before. I just roll them up to block drafty doors that I'm not regularly using. This can significantly lower heating costs. Drafts are the enemy. Number 3, think ahead for winter gear. Look for secondhand winter clothing or outerwear like coats, boots, and sweaters at thrift stores or online marketplaces. Winter items are often pricey, so buying used can yield big savings. The technique that I usually employ is to purchase winter items in the spring. Everything is discounted heavily. I got my winter boots in May, as well as my Christmas tree for a steep discount. I'm telling you, thinking ahead and buying out of season is like the best kept shopping hack, I swear. Number 4, stock up before the roads get bad. Because it's expensive to start your vehicle in the cold, warm it up, head to the grocery store, plus with the roads often being snowy and stressful, limiting trips is crucial for saving. Not to mention, closer to the holidays, everything feels constantly busy, and it's easier to make impulse buys. Especially with all that Christmas chocolate strategically placed everywhere in stores, you can stock up on hearty, low-cost items like potatoes, squash, lentils, and beans for comforting and filling meals. Dried beans and lentils will last all winter, and potatoes do great for weeks in a cold, dry spot. Buying the bag of potatoes is often cheaper than buying individual, so even if you live alone or don't use them a lot, consider buying the whole bag anyway, cooking them, and then freezing them. They'll still work great in many dishes, since potatoes freeze relatively well. Rice, pasta, oats, and soup broth are other staples you should definitely have on hand. I personally like the brand better than Bouillon. It comes in a paste in a lot of different flavors, and it's like the most high quality soup stock I've been able to find. It goes on sale from time to time, and it's a lot more economical than buying those huge Tetra packs of broth, which are also a pain to store. Number 5, switch to LEDs. If you decorate for the holidays, switch to LED string lights. They use much less electricity and last longer. Put them on a timer to ensure they aren't on all night. Old-fashioned light bulbs in general are just so wasteful when it comes to electricity. You can also check for local rebates in your area to see if you can get some of the investment returned to you if you decide to switch your entire household over. LED lights barely ever need to be replaced, so it's honestly money well spent to save over time, in my opinion. Number 6, limit the dryer use. Run full loads of laundry in cold water to save on electricity and line dry your clothes indoors. I know it seriously sucks to have to hang dry your laundry in the winter inside, but I've done it, and it's not the worst once you get into the habit of doing so. I used to have a wood stove, and that helped dry things a little quicker, but with a bit of pre-planning you can make it work. Despite the fact that towels can be hang dried, I recommend you just throw those in the dryer. Hard towels just makes life sad. Number 7, use the oven to your advantage. Whenever you cook with your oven, leave it open afterwards to let the residual heat warm up your kitchen. Just obviously be cautious if there's small children or pets around. It's the same reason no one likes to cook in the summer when there's a heat wave. Using the oven definitely affects the house temperature, so use this to your advantage in the winter and let that residual heat out to help you lower your heating bills. Number 8, keep your house on the cool side. Keep your thermostat lower and dress warmly indoors with sweaters, thick socks, and blankets. Every degree lower on your thermostat can save up to 3% on heating costs. That's a lot. If you can, set your thermostat to automatically lower the temperature when you're asleep or away from home, or just do it manually. This can make a big difference without sacrificing too much comfort. Heated blankets or space heaters can help save money by warming only the areas that you're using, and you can close curtains at night to keep cold air out and open them during sunny days to let the natural heat in. That's what I'm actually doing today. It's a sunny day, but it's November, and having all the curtains open has warmed up the house tremendously. Number 9, don't overspend at Christmas. For holiday gifting, consider handmade items, baked goods, or personalized coupons for services like pet sitting or car washing, rather than buying new items. Unpopular opinion, but Christmas has gotten way too out of control, and the pressure to spend on everyone, even people you hardly know like coworkers, can be overwhelming on your budget. Try to not give in to that pressure and create something heartfelt instead. Your wallet will thank you. Number 10, buy frozen vegetables. Frozen fruits and vegetables are often cheaper in winter than fresh options and just as nutritious. They're also perfect for throwing into soups, stews, or smoothies. Veggie fried rice with frozen vegetables, you won't even notice the difference for the most part. A creamy green bean casserole casserole made with frozen green beans? Again, it's comfort food and for much cheaper than buying fresh. If you insist on making winter smoothies, I'm not here to judge, but I personally don't crave cold drinks when I already feel like a human ice cube. But try to buy like the store brand imperfect frozen fruits if your store carries them. They're usually a bit cheaper. The goal is obviously to store things for winter with a longer shelf life so you don't have to go out as much. Repeat after me. Become a hermit and you will save money. Number 12, minimize vehicle use. Carpool with neighbors or coworkers wherever possible to save on gas. I know a lot of people live rural or just out of the city and it's kind of painful to ask someone to carpool, but this can also save you grief if you hate driving in the snow. Just consider it. Cold weather lowers your gas mileage and idling to warm up the car also uses extra fuel. It can add a lot to expenditures. Also, no one likes standing outside after work. It's dark, there's freezing wind blowing on you and you have to do that cold dance trying to fuel up your vehicle. Ugh. If you do opt to drive anyway, at least combine your errands into one trip and try to avoid driving during peak times to reduce time spent idling in traffic. Also, try to check your tire pressure regularly. Tires actually lose air faster in cold weather, and underinflated tires can decrease fuel efficiency. The more you know. Number 13, limit hot water. While hot baths and showers are tempting in the winter, limiting shower time or lowering water temperature saves on heating costs and keeps your skin from getting too dry. This isn't a beauty tips channel, I know. But I do notice that my hands and face get extra dry in the winter, and when I found out that all the hot showers could be the culprit, I realized turning down the temperature had more than one benefit. Same goes for running the taps non-stop when you're doing the dishes. Don't do it. It just adds up. Number 14, use passive heating techniques. By closing off rooms you're not using, you can concentrate the heat where you need it most. Don't do this consistently to one room unless you want to risk problems though. Problems like potentially frozen pipes or black mold. But periodically to warm up in a pinch, yeah. Close doors to the rooms you're not going to use, like the laundry room or the bedroom of someone who isn't home at the moment. Place a rug on hardwood floors to add insulation and warmth to living areas. I have a mat under my computer that's actually a bath mat I got from Amazon, but it's nice and thick. I think it's memory foam. It wasn't expensive and it keeps my feet from getting cold while I work from home. Number 15, bring your social life home. Going out for social activities can add up, and in the winter, that's no exception. So consider hosting cozy nights in with friends or family, cook a meal together or watch movies. Potlucks are underrated. You could have a themed night and have your friends bring over their version of a dish, and I guarantee it'll be much more enjoyable than braving the cold to visit your favorite restaurant for takeout. You'll probably end up with more memories and leftover food anyway. Number 16, perform basic winter car maintenance at home. I'm nowhere near a mechanic and I'm scared to pop the hood on my truck sometimes, but knowing a few basics saves you a ton of money. This could include checking and refilling fluids like antifreeze and windshield washer fluid, inspecting your battery, and changing your winter wiper blades. Get someone to show you if you don't know how, and start doing this winter prep to make your vehicle more reliable and last longer. And if you can, park in a garage or sheltered spot to keep your car warmer overnight, which reduces the amount of time it needs to warm up. I never had this luxury, unfortunately, so I have to go out with my snow brush and scrape all sorts of snow and ice off my truck in the winter. It sucks. Number 17, prep your bedroom for cold nights. Instead of heating the whole house while you sleep, use a heated blanket or a hot water bottle. You'll stay warm and save on heating costs by keeping the overall temperature in the house lower. Flannel sheets are another way to stay cozy. I personally have a whole evening routine that consists of pre-warming my bed with a hot water bottle, lowering the temperature in my room, and making sure the bed is all nicely made with extra blankets. It doesn't hurt that I personally love a cold room when I sleep, but that extra prep to get cozy in the winter seriously makes all the difference. Not just to your heating bill, but psychologically as well. Number 18, take advantage of seasonal sales. Many stores discount items for the holidays. It's time to stock up on those pantry essentials when they're on sale to stretch your food budget even further. You know the items I mean, the ones you always see at holiday dinners, like sweet potatoes, cranberry jelly, croutons for stuffing, bread rolls, chestnuts, gravy mix, baking stuff. All that stuff goes on sale, and it's time to snag multiples, especially if you know you're going to cook it all again at Easter or whenever. It'll still be good by then. Number 19, cook in bulk. Preparing large batches of soups, stews, and casseroles is an excellent way to save time, reduce grocery costs, and keep your kitchen warm. Bulk cooking has saved me so many times. My deep freezer would be full of Tupperwares, all labeled, and then it's just grab and go for work lunches. Anyways, in the winter with the roads being bad, it oftentimes takes extra time to get to and from work, so batch cooking becomes extra instrumental. Once every 3 weeks or so, I'd make around 20 containers, and me and my husband would be set. Favorites included chili, curry, red Thai curry soup, shepherd's pie, and African peanut stew. If you haven't tried African peanut stew, then you seriously have to. It's amazing. Even if all you do is freeze leftovers from regular dinners in individual portions for easy reheating on cold days when you might not feel like cooking, that saves money too. As long as you're not throwing out food. That's the ultimate no-no. Just don't throw stuff out if you can possibly help it. You're just throwing out money. Number 20, watch for sneaky sources of heat loss. house. While exhaust fans in the kitchen and bathroom are useful, they also pull out warm air, which your heating system then has to replace. So turn them off once you're done cooking or showering to keep heat in. Also, if you have kids, keep them on board with the energy savings you're trying to accomplish. When I was a kid, my dad used to be like, "Were you born in a barn?" whenever I'd have the front door open in the winter. And I was like, huh? But now in hindsight, I realized he was probably livid seeing all of that heat just go whoosh out the front door. If you're from a cold climate and I missed any tips to save money during the winter, drop them in the comments below to help other viewers. I hope you all stay warm out there, and if you want to watch another video about recipes that will save you money, check out the one I put on screen here. Also, subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and we'll see you in the next video.